This is the brand new Miliboo M3DT carbon fiber tripod. Miliboo sent me over this tripod to test out and let them know what I thought about it. And at first sight, it's going to look like a lot of other tripods on the market today. And then at second sight, I might say that this is a budget tripod, but for $750 US, that's not really budget. But it also has the same features as most any tripod out there today. And let's talk about a couple of those. One, like I said, carbon fiber legs. That's an added bonus because of the weight. This is much more portable than aluminum-based leg systems. And I've weighed these off to other tripods that I own, and it does come under a couple of kilograms less than those tripods with aluminum legs. The heads are about going to be the same weight, but the legs are going to save you if you're actually traveling and you need that extra 2 kilograms, or that's 4.5, 5 pounds. Another beauty about this tripod is its complete fluid head. So it has a pan and tilt fluid head drag system on it. And another thing, unlike most tripods, it does come with this beautiful Miliboo case to travel with. The first thing I wanted to do when I got a tripod is I want to weigh it up and see how well it's going to handle the weight of something that I am going to put on it. Now, I don't have super large cameras, so I'm not going to max out the weight of this tripod. The total capacity of this tripod is 16 kilograms, which is amazing. That's 32 pounds. That's pretty heavy, and it will be able to support almost every camera out there. The first thing I did was I went ahead and just weighted my camera up with everything like I would on a normal shoot, especially a normal shoot where I'm going to use a tripod. That includes a V-mount plate and a V-mount battery, the camera itself with a full cage, a monitor, a full cinema lens with follow focus. In this case, I added a manual follow focus for more weight and a matte box. And it handles the weight beautifully. The next thing I always want to do is check the balance of that tripod, and is it going to handle the weight and the balance of it. Right now, if I set it just as is, you can see we're unlocked and it's fairly well balanced. Now I can tweak this a little bit so it's not so back heavy or so front heavy, but really it's pretty good balance for being able to pan and tilt. Let's get into the fluid head system. Number one, you have your counterbalance. That's going to help you in balancing your camera. And you have your pan and your tilt fluid systems, and a leveling ball here. And this head is also a 75 millimeter bowl head, same as the tripod. One of the downsides about this tripod is there's no number system or nothing to really indicate which way the fluid system is operating. So you just kind of got to know by doing. That's loose. And then that's tight. Other fluid heads may have a numbering system to kind of let you know if it's less fluid or tighter fluid, a stronger drag or a looser drag. Next, I wanted to put it to the test and actually test out the drag system to see really how smooth it's going to be. This test will be similar to how I use a tripod on a day-to-day basis. I usually use tripods on sliders and things that make movement for me. And I also usually do stuff like a lot of product video. So this is going to give me a good feel of how the tripod handles, how stable the head is, and if I'm able to get smooth motions with it. So I did some shots with it, something I would normally do, just random, just product photography that I often do in my studio, and put it on a slider just to see. And that's the beauty about the 75mm ball head, because you can adapt this to anything like a slider or a dolly. And when I tested this, it did end up being a very smooth movement for a tripod that's well under $1,000. Another thing about this tripod is it does have a standard Manfrotto 501 plate. And in this case, it just lifts off and you angle, put down. So you don't have to slide it into the head. You don't have to slide it into the head, and then you lock it down, and then you're ready, and then you balance off, and then you're ready to go. A great thing about this head I first noticed is I want to see how far the actual tilt is. And this, even with a matte box, is a 90-degree tilt. So I can tilt down a complete 90 degrees if I need to. If I got something on the ground or I'm high up with this tripod, which we'll see in a minute, I can tilt completely straight down onto whatever my subject is. And then when we're talking about tilting up, not so much on the tilt up, maybe more like an 80-degree tilt up, more than anybody would ever need, but much further than most tripod heads out there, and does that very smoothly. And one of the last things I want to talk about with this head is the telescoping control pan arm. Really is extremely long, much longer than it may appear to be. I think because this handle kind of makes it look a little bit weird, but it does extend out there as far as you really need. All right, let's get into some legs though now. The beauty about this tripod really is the carbon fiber system that you have here, making it lightweight, like I said, and comes with a floor spreader that we will see in a minute, and then an option to buy rubber feet or a mid-level spreader if you wanted to and you didn't want that floor spreader. The height on it is 54 to 175 centimeters, which is roughly about 5 foot 10 inches. Legs are nice and smooth. This is its max height. I have measured this off. The legs are very smooth. You see a single person. It was so easy for me to just lift it up by myself and come back down. And is a very sturdy tripod at that height. And again, if you wanted to add a mid-level spreader, would make this tripod even more sturdy at that height. That's really what you want to be able to do, is not have to have 5 guys to operate a tripod, have one person have it all slide down or slide up nice and smoothly and be able to do that by yourself. Next, I want to take a look at that floor spreader that this tripod does come with, but the Like I said, you have the optional mid-level spreader. Again, everything is nice and smooth, easy, just one little click, unlock, spread out. And you see how everything's spread nice and good, easy to level, so you can get those low angle shots looking at feet, or if you wanted to get a high angle shot, you need to, or low angle looking up shot, or people feet. Maybe walking shots, superhero, very tall in the sky shots. Good thing about tripods is if you take care of them, they will last you a lifetime. So at that price, it is a steal and a very budgeted tripod. When you tell me budget tripod, I usually don't go like, oh, that's great. I'm always weary when somebody's like, oh, this is a very inexpensive tripod. I'm always weary about how the head is going to handle and how long it's going to last me, how the legs lock, how smooth and simple it is to lock the legs. And I'm pleasantly surprised by really the quality for the price of this tripod and tripod head. If you have a chance, go out there, check out Miliboo, Miliboo, and they have a lot of cool products for photography and videography and broadcast filmmaking. You can find them on B&H Photo and Amazon and their miliboo.cn website. So go check them out, and you will be pleasantly surprised, as I am, at the good quality that this tripod does have to offer.